profound, deep felt aloha from all of us here within the HPA Ohana. We hope that today will be as meaningful for you as it has been for each and every one of the seniors who are almost ready. So give us just a few minutes. Aloha. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hawai'i Preparatory Academy's 70th Annual Commencement Exercises. At this time, we ask that you please stand for our processional. You will remain standing until we finish singing Hawai'i Pono'i. Mahalo.
Aloha, everyone, and welcome to the 70th Annual Commencement Exercises at Hawai'i Preparatory Academy. We are so happy that you are here to celebrate this milestone occasion with our seniors, and we're delighted that we are able to share this moment with you in person. Whether you traveled here from around the corner or around the globe, please know that you are always welcome and you have a home here at HPA. As we begin today, it is important for us to mahalo everyone who made today possible. Our senior class advisors, the volunteers who decorated this tent, the people who stuffed programs and diplomas, those who tirelessly set up and reset up the chairs for the audience today, our maintenance and housekeeping crews, our teachers who coached the seniors in mele and hula, to everyone who had a role in bringing this event together, thank you. And a special thank you to the family members of our seniors for supporting them and for trusting HPA with their education. During the ceremony today, you will notice that we have continued to uphold some of the health and safety protocols that have helped us navigate the past year and allowed us to stay open during this pandemic. In addition to spreading out our seating and limiting the number of people invited to the event, we will continue to ask everyone to wear a mask throughout this afternoon. There will be 3 occasions when people will remove their masks. First, when someone comes to the podium to speak, as I am now. Second, when our seniors approach the stage to receive their diplomas, they will remove their masks as they pass across the stage and keep them off for a photograph. Finally, some of our faculty and staff will be awarding diplomas to their own children. In this case, the parent of the graduating senior will also remove their mask. One last bit of information for you before we begin. At the end of this ceremony, after the graduates have left the tent and the faculty have recessed as well, we'd like to ask our entire audience to remain seated for a few extra minutes. At that point, we will give you guidance about how we can all safely celebrate and honor the class of 2021. For our opening remarks today, I'd like to introduce the chair of our Board of Trustees. Lori Ainsley originally joined HPA as a parent and also served as our Chief Financial Officer before joining the board in 2003. Please welcome our board chair, Lori Ainsley.
Whew, I'm lucky I get to take that off. Aloha. Can we just take a minute and just say how blessed we are as a community, a school community, to be able to be together, to gather together physically. It's a real blessing. And I'm happy to welcome you all on behalf of the Board of Trustees. And thank you all for being here today. I'd like to first offer my mahalo to the families that have come near and far, who've trusted us with their children, the shaping of your daughters and sons, the education of your daughters and sons, and you've believed and supported the school's mission. To our faculty, staff, and administration, I would like everyone here to stand up, and I'd like to have a round of applause for everybody here for what's their Herculean efforts for this day, for these kids to get to this point. You guys literally allowed us to open the doors, literally. And you have given a gift to our students, the gift of a loving, caring community that's so important and so critical at this point in their life. And to our graduates, many stories will be told about the graduates of 2021 and the hurdles of graduating amidst a global pandemic. But we know that your truest story isn't about that. Your story is grounded in all that you have shared with us. The unique talents and gifts with which you honor HPA, your families, and most importantly, yourselves. We thank you for the joy and aloha that have filled our campus, and you are forever a part of HPA. We send you off knowing you are ready and eager for what lies ahead. We are excited that armored with the values of this place, Hawai'i, and this place, Hawai'i Preparatory Academy, those values of integrity, respect, pursuit of excellence, and wonder, you are now off to share your aloha across continents. We wish you all the best. God bless, and a hui hou.
I'm going to take a moment now to speak directly to you, our senior class. Once a teacher, always a teacher, and I can't resist the chance to impart one final lesson before you depart HPA. I'll start with a story from many years ago, back on the first day of school in 2006. And at that time, my family and I were living in North Carolina at a school very much like HPA. My two oldest children, Taylor and Grayson, who were 6 and 4 years old at the time, knew that I would be speaking to all of the upper school students later that day. And they were curious as to what I was going to say. Trying to be a good parent, I turned their question around and asked instead what they thought I should say, at which point they both started making some suggestions. Now, keep in mind, I had written a speech that I really liked. It was a speech about truth and integrity and respect. And I suppose somewhere in my brain I was hoping that they would affirm my choice and say something to the effect of, well, Dad, I'd talk about truth and integrity and end with a zinger about respect. Instead, they came up with their own suggestions for what I should say, which included some of the following. Keep in mind that they were 4 and 6 at the time. They suggested that I say these. Don't bump into people. Put things back where you found them. Say thank you to people who help you. And my personal favorite, don't use someone else's toothbrush. They continued on from there, and I quickly realized that everything they were saying fell into one of two categories. Do what's right and make things better. I found I couldn't get those phrases out of my head. Do what's right and make things better. I stood up from the breakfast table that morning and thought that I had learned everything the day had to offer, but I soon found out there was much more. You see, later that same morning, first day of school, I was walking Taylor to her classroom, hand in hand, my mind wandering ahead to the upcoming assembly, when I noticed that she kept slowing down. Her hand kept pulling me backward. After this happened a few times, I knelt down next to her and asked what was going on. She explained that she was stopping and smiling at all of the other students that we passed in case they were nervous about the first day of school, because that would make them feel a little happier. I'm doing what's right and making things better, she said. And in that moment, my 6-year-old Taylor taught me that even a catchy phrase is not enough unless we act on it, unless we slow down, smile at everyone around us, and do our part to make the world a better place. A few years ago, I was fortunate enough to meet Tommy Smith. Many of you may recall that after winning the gold medal in the 200-meter dash in the 1968 Olympics, Tommy Smith stood atop the podium, he faced the American flag, and he raised a black-gloved fist in a human rights salute. Viewed by much of the world as a hero, he was also vilified for using the Olympics to protest social injustice in America. Yet Tommy Smith knew that he had an opportunity to make things better, and he stood up for what he believed in. Years later, he explained that you don't have to be an Olympic champion with a worldwide platform to take a stand. The stand, he said, is made from the heart, and you can do that even in the grocery store. Tommy Smith knew that small steps can lead to a big difference. Here at HPA, we want you to leave this campus armed with the compassion, the determination, and the belief in yourself to take a stand, to take even those small steps to make the world a better place. There is a Hawaiian saying, E ku I kapono, which means to act justly, to stand in righteousness, to do what's right. And this is what we are all called to do today and every day, both here and in the world beyond this mountainside we call home. We must embrace our kuleana, our responsibility, to keep the balance between what we give and what we take from the earth. We must live with aloha and let it guide us always to do what's right and to make things better. E ku I kapono. Even as you try to live this creed, I hope you'll remember that we all make mistakes in life. I know that each one of us, adults and students alike, has lost our way at some point. But remember that losing your way does not mean that you are lost. You have the power within you to admit that you've made a mistake and then set about finding the right path. Winston Churchill once said, "You can always count on Americans to do the right thing after they've tried everything else." Getting something wrong is not failure. Choosing to leave that wrong unresolved is. So get out there and do your best, knowing that you will stumble along the way and that those stumbles are part of your journey. You need to try and to fail, and then pick up the pieces and try again. Try everything, and then try to do the right thing. Seniors, you have learned many lessons here at HPA. You know how to conjugate verbs, how to balance chemical equations, and how to form your own opinion and write a persuasive essay. You have learned how to express yourself artistically, how to research and to think critically, and how to have meaningful conversations about the things that matter most to you. All of that is useful. But by now, you know that some of the lessons you have learned run far deeper than what is written in the curriculum. You have learned to embrace this special island, its history, its culture, its essence. You have been taught how to be a good person, how to be a good teammate, how to be a good friend. You have learned the value of honesty and the power of empathy. Now it is time to put your knowledge into action. E ku I kapono. As you leave this campus behind, take a bit of this special place with you. Believe in yourself and believe in the power of doing what's right and making things better. I know I speak for all the faculty here when I say that we're excited to see what you will accomplish in the years ahead and eager for you to return to campus to share your stories. Until then, I hope you go with our best wishes for health, happiness, and a bright future, with the winds of Waimea at your back and the aloha of this island in your heart. Mahalo. Now it is my great honor to introduce and invite to the stage your student body president, Morgan Davis.
Wow, we look good. Thank goodness for a waterproof mascara, am I right? Okay. It was May 6th. I had just finished writing my last essay I will ever write in high school, and I emailed it to Higgins, and I decided it was probably a good time to start writing my graduation speech. But before I started, I decided to reward myself by grabbing a chocolate out of the fridge. It was a Dove chocolate, you know, the ones that have writing on the inside when you open it. I feel like my mom always gets those because they come with inspirational quotes. I sat at my computer with a document filled of sentence fragments and words that made no sense because I had written them as I would spark ideas throughout my days. I opened the chocolate and popped it into my mouth and read the words that coat the wrapper. They said, "Embrace new beginnings." I usually don't make much sense of these and they end up in the trash, but as I sat at my computer searching for ideas, I knew it was right in front of me. Embrace new beginnings. The truth about beginnings is that they can be whatever you define them as. Waking up in the morning is a new beginning, making a new friend is a new beginning, and most importantly for us, ending high school and starting our life is the biggest beginning. So as the words on the chocolate wrapper say, I encourage you to embrace your new beginnings. Embrace the love you feel here today while we are surrounded by our loved ones and our teachers, all who have shaped us in becoming who we are today. Growing up, my parents always made me write letters to thank people when they gave me gifts or when people went out of their way to see me. As a 10-year-old, I thought this was such a burden, and I didn't understand the significance a letter had on someone's heart. This past year, I have come to realize the impact of words, and I began to write from the heart. That became the biggest way for me to show my love. So here I am today with letters for you. Dear faculty and staff, there are no words to describe the love we feel from you every day. We thank you for going the extra mile in everything you do. We thank our class leaders, Mr. Zucchini and Ms. Cordova, for keeping our class as a whole, and our advisors who encouraged us and supported us every single day. I could say thank you a million times, but words only show so much of the gratitude. As I have heard countless times from Mr. Kelsey, Mrs. Montgomery, and Ms. Quayle, that actions speak louder than words, or to show, don't tell in our college essays as they prepared us for the next big step in life. Teachers, look at the class of 2021. You nurtured these 14-year-olds who had no idea who they were into 18-year-old adults that are confident, beautiful, and strong human beings. You did that, and we are forever grateful. You stayed for our dances, games, when we needed help, and this year you showed up every day in the worst of circumstances and kept a positive attitude, all when you didn't have to. Thank you for helping us embrace our new beginnings and turning our dreams into reality. The beginning of this year brought uncertainty, but your hard work and passion throughout the year up until this day has not gone without appreciation. A special mahalo to Kumukuvalu for spending hours upon hours teaching us our hula and chant. You have been a huge part of our class and our family for so long, and we appreciate you so much. So thank you all for being here with us. We thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Dear parents and families, I can tell you right now, I would not be the person I am today if it weren't for you. Thank you for sacrificing everything to allow your children to be here. Thank you for getting up at the crack of dawn and putting us on the Helion bus, for driving to pick us up when we missed the Helion bus, or chasing down the bus when we forgot something in the car. Sorry, Mom. Thank you for packing us our favorite lunches in middle school so we could trade and have little potlucks. Thank you boarding parents for flying your kids to and from your home and trusting HPA with them for most of the year. Thank you for cheering loud at our sporting events, for bringing lei and haku for our senior games, and oranges and watermelon during halftime. Thank you for being a shoulder to cry on or a hug when we needed it. Thank you for waking us up when we slept through our alarms, or for letting us stay home when you knew we didn't have a tummy ache. And most of all, thank you for raising my best friends to be some of the sickest people to walk this earth. We love you, and we thank you. Before I get into my last and final letter of the day, I wanted to take a step back and reflect on where we came from so we can better understand our foundation for our future. Throughout high school, we have sat and listened to people talk, and more times than most, we forget what had been said, and we walk out of the room. I, for one, am guilty of this, but throughout the years, these are some quotes I held on to. In 2019, Leilani Barnes gave a chapel talk, reflecting on the importance of life. She said, and I quote, "It is the tiny little moments in which creating the ones we see is large. When a flower is growing, it is not one huge bucket of water once a month that will help it to thrive. It is the delicate rain every single day slowly nourishing the delicate beauty." End quote. This perspective is one that I have to remind myself of every day. It is not about the big events in our lives that fill our hearts and souls, but it is in the way we see every day. Walking to class and seeing the rainbow shooting over the football field with vibrant colors, watching as a butterfly glides past you on your walk up to the energy lab, the scream of a friend calling your name across campus, seeing a smile on someone's face that lights up in their eyes, or watching people uncontrollably laugh in inappropriate places. Now more than any other time in my life, I have learned the meaning of love, to love hard, when Leilani said, "I realize that the ability and experience to love and to be loved is far greater than any pain that may or may not follow." In 2019, my sophomore self agreed with her with no hesitation. But after I myself have gone through this unimaginable loss that made me question being able to love anyone to the potential that I could, I understand that that statement is easier said than done. On my notes app, I have a note titled Gifts from Mal. These were things that he lived by and the way he chose to carry out his life. He embodied all of these until the day he left this earth. My brother left behind a legacy, and he left it for us. Here are a few things I had written. Be stoked on life. Be grateful all of the time. Best things in life are free. Always say yes and embrace every opportunity with open arms. Be present. Don't dwell on the past or anticipate the future. Be happy in the moment and find happiness in what you are doing every second of every day. And remember, every day is a blessing. For those of you who knew Malcolm, you knew his strength, his courage, and his love for the place we live. Malcolm graduated in the class of 2018. We were freshmen. Some of you may have known him and others not so much, but he was also nurtured by this school and this community. He is in all of our past, our roots, our legacy. His words, as they are written in my phone, are not just for myself, but for all to lean on. Daniel Groves, class of 2018, gave his graduation speech, and he quotes Kumu Coach Ka'ai, who said, "To be kamakani is to be both relentless and steadfast, relentless in the pursuit of goals, and steadfast in the face of adversity. The iconic tree image is a metaphor of this dualism. It plays the relationship between the force of tenacious winds and the stability of strong roots." End quote. This year, more like any other, we have shown these qualities. We have gotten through one of the hardest times to go to school, and we found moments to appreciate, to smile, to laugh, and to feel truly happy. And I am so proud of every single one of you for doing that, students, parents, and faculty included. In 2018, Mrs. Humphrey spoke at graduation and quoted one of my favorite shows, The Office. Remember Andy Bernard? In the last episode of The Office, as they are reflecting on their time at Dunder Mifflin, he turns to the camera and says, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them." Mrs. Humphrey said this, "We don't recognize how precious our time is together until it's over. We put off our happiness waiting for the next step. We say, when I graduate high school, I'll be happy, which turns into when I graduate college, I'll be happy, which turns into when I get a job, I'll be happy, which eventually turns into when I retire, I'll be happy, and eventually you've lived your whole life waiting to be happy." Like Mrs. Humphrey was saying, life doesn't mean as much if you skip over any part. It's like skipping to the end of a movie or leaving room for all the parts that you thought were hard or boring. Every moment in life builds who you are, and in the end, you can't skip a beat. Cherish every moment. Life moves so fast. And with that said, dear class of 2021, my family, growing up with you has been an experience like no other. I don't think many people can say that they've known their best friends since they were 7. From the Mice and Mozart play to our transition ceremony where we sang Don't Stop Believing, to volcano trips, to Kalapod trips, to May Day, to freshman year, to proms, to sports games, to senior sports games, to finals, to senior week, and then to graduation. You all have been the ones to cheer me up, push me out of my comfort zone, to cry with, to ace a test together, to fail a test together, to learn with, and to love. With the loss of Malcolm last summer, it has been hard for me to stay in the present. Some of you probably don't even know it, but you guys are the reason I'm still here. You're the reason I came to school. It was the little things, the waves, the smiles, or an eye squint, sending me texts or checking in. I could not have done it without you, and I'm so incredibly grateful. You never know what life is going to throw at you, whether good or bad. I want you to know that I will always be there to celebrate with you or to cry with you. There is no other place in the world I want to be other than right here, right now, with you. The moments I have shared growing up with you will be present in my heart for the rest of my life. I encourage you to embrace this new beginning. Recreate yourself. Be a better version of yourself. Love more, be kinder, and stop caring what others think. Dance like nobody is watching, and make the most out of every single moment. You guys, this life we live is so beautiful because of the ups and downs. Life is hard, and you're going to crash and burn, but that's what makes those special moments even more special. The deeper the hardship, the greater the joy. Hold on to those feelings and learn from them. Saying goodbye to this place and to these people is going to be one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But I'm so confident that each of you are going to thrive, and I can't wait to see you all at our class reunion so we can share our stories. When you walk off this campus for the last time, I want you to hold on to the bonds you've created here and the lessons you have learned. Carry the love we share here in Hawaii with you wherever you go, and show people who we are. And when you do mess up and find yourself losing that job, or couch surfing, or breaking up with your significant other, just know that we are always going to be here, just one phone call away. Before I walk up the stage and we proceed with graduation, I want you to take a deep breath and internalize this moment. Hold on to the feeling you feel right now. Feel the love. Smile. I love every single one of you with my whole heart, and I will always remember the class of 2021, forever and always. Love, Morgan.
Thank you, Morgan, for your letters to everyone in this tent and for your uplifting and inspirational message. It is time to turn to the presentation of the final senior awards. We have celebrated all of the awards that are listed in your insert in your program, including nearly a dozen senior awards that were presented yesterday. The final two awards are the Headmaster's Award and the Senior Scholar Award. The Headmaster's Award is given to a member of the senior class who has demonstrated leadership and accomplishment in all areas of school life, and whose devotion to the school and exemplary citizenship has enhanced the well-being of the whole community. Our recipient will come as no surprise to anyone who has watched this class over the past few years. She has been a strong student and a dedicated athlete, but perhaps her defining quality is her ability to bring joy and gratitude to all around her. Her commitment to living in the present and her infectious sense of optimism draw people to her and serve as a positive model for the rest of us. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the 2021 Headmaster's Award, Morgan Davis. The Senior Scholar Award is the second major award presented at commencement. Due to the high academic performance expected of the senior scholar, this recipient is essentially our valedictorian. This year's recipient achieved an astronomical GPA of 4.47, managing to do this while taking a full load of 5 AP classes and a capstone. She has been described as inquisitive, dedicated, hardworking, and committed to excellence. Those of us who know her can also say that she is a leader. She is curious, and she constantly strives to know more, both about academic subjects and about people. it gives me great pleasure to announce the Senior Scholar for the class of 2021, Louise Goldenberg. I am honored to introduce our commencement speaker for this year. Selected by the members of the senior class, Fred Warner has been a fixture on this campus since our graduating class was in first grade. Always ready with a laugh, a smile, and a friendly joke, Fred Warner creates the kind of student experience that we all want for our children, one that is kind, caring, and supportive, and with a little tough love thrown in as well. It has been my privilege to work alongside him for the past 2 years, and I'm delighted to call him to the stage to deliver the final remarks to our class of 2021. Please welcome Fred Warner.
Aloha, friends. Good afternoon, class of 2021. Today is your day. It really is. But I have to ask if the rest of us can celebrate this one a little as well. I'm not alone when I say that we just weren't sure we were going to get here. Faculty and staff, that happened. How about it? Thank you and congratulations. We'll catch up later. Parents, family, friends, thank you and congratulations. I acknowledge that this has been quite a journey for you as well. 4 years ago, I stood on the stage at Gates Performing Arts Center during orientation and I made you a deal. The deal was, if you don't believe everything your kid says about us, then we won't believe everything your kid says about you. I so appreciate you honoring your side of that deal. Truly thank you for your trust, your support, and your partnership. Senior class, here we are. I am honored to speak with you today. Before I get started, I want to lower your expectations a little bit. I will not be fitting all 90 of your names into a well-constructed speech. In my 26 years attending these ceremonies, I get so nervous for the speaker and the audience every time this is done. I just couldn't bear to try it. Plus, I have a hard time remembering my own kids' names. So as I speak to you today, I'm speaking to you both as individuals and as the powerful group that you are. I'm going to talk about two things: the palaka and the potluck. First, the palaka. For those of you who are not familiar, the red and white patterns of our faculty mass are known as a palaka print. This print has become special to me, and I want to explain why. When I first got here 12 years ago, it caught my eye. I saw some shorts in the school bookstore, and a few folks were wearing different items with this print around town. I did a little research to learn of its history. You see, the story of the palaka print is very nuanced throughout Hawaiian history. The palaka pattern actually originated in Japan and was worn by many in Hawaii who worked during the days of the sugarcane plantations. The beauty of those plantations was the rich and diverse cultures that made up these working and living communities. With cooperation and care for others, these communities thrived. As the basketball coach, new to Hawaii and HPA, I wanted our program to have an identity. I looked at our team and I saw some possible connections. We had individual students from several different Big Island communities, as well as students from all over the world, seeking both individual and group prosperity. Wearing the palaka would represent a certain toughness, integrity, and connectedness that everyone who wore it would understand and in turn would fight to honor. At first, it was a bit of a reach, but in my heart, I felt we could grow into it. But before we rolled into crowded gyms around the island, I wanted to make sure we were honoring this idea in the most humble way possible. I sought the approval of those in our school community. After running it by a few HPA legends, Hanano, Higgins, Spencer, those folks that were raised in Hawaii, I went to the coolest, toughest, and most humble individual I could find, Mr. Francis Kainoa Lee. Uncle Francis, legendary wayfinder and community member, was a really quiet guy, but his words were powerful. When I explained both my vision and my fears to him, he grabbed my arm. He looked at me with tears in his eyes, and he said, "You wear that palaka." After his blessing, I knew it was time to start rocking the red and white on game days. Since then, we've gone on to some cool successes on the island and in the state. But we definitely have had a few folks question our attire from time to time. On one flight to the state championships on Oahu a few years ago, we were asked if we were an a cappella group. A good lesson in context and humility. But now, the palaka print represents who we are. When we show up to school on game day or enter the gym at a rival school, folks know we represent a certain way. One that embodies unified toughness, care for each other, and an interwoven blend of pride and humility. The second thing I want to discuss is the potluck. This is a concept that is not specific to Hawaii or any one culture. Most everywhere in the world, folks connect over shared foods. You bring a dish for others to share, and in turn, are welcome to enjoy what others have to offer. It is both beautiful in reality and in metaphor. But here in Hawaii, I found it to be even more special. Me, I'm a foodie. I love everything about the potluck. I love to cook. I love to eat. I love to talk about cooking and eating. The potluck is my jam. I study them. I have a go-to dish for each type of potluck. For the afternoon garage party potluck, I'm bringing my sausage dip. For the dinner or post-game potluck, I'm rolling in with my sesame noodles. But for the holiday or special occasion potluck, I leave no doubt. It's my Italian grandmother, Lena Natali's linguine with clam sauce. Here's how it goes. You sear a little garlic in olive oil until you can almost see through it. Then you hand crush a few whole tomatoes, add clam sauce, but separate out the clams until the last minute. Add a bunch of parsley, a little salt and pepper to taste, and it's on. The secret is that the clams stay out to the side until right before you get there. This is my best dish. I know it, and I want the people that I'm serving to know it. You see, the potluck is an opportunity to give and gain acceptance. I appreciate this because as humans, we have this innate need to be accepted. We have also learned that making others happy most often leads to our own happiness. I find the potluck an easy entry into this social construct. To enter into the metaphor, your day is full of potlucks. Every class, every practice, every game, every interaction, every relationship. You get to decide what dish you're bringing. As you enter new communities next year, I have a few takeaways to offer. Some of you in the crowd may have heard these from me over the years, but I believe they're still worth repeating. 1, seek first to understand. Time and time again, I learned that context is critical. It is important to take the extra time to drill down a little deeper. Rarely are things exactly as they seem on the surface. 2, speak the truth with love. There's 2 critical parts to this statement. My wife grew up in Philadelphia, and sometimes is a little heavy on the truth side, a little light on the love part. Seriously, though, the truth is so important. You have so many folks in your life that will be willing to share the fun moments with you. But it is those few that are brave enough to tell you what you need to hear and in a timely manner that are the most valuable. Keep their numbers in your phone. 3, embrace the power of community. Your community will be strong wherever you go, but you have to search a little bit. The best people, places, stories, they're a few layers down. We old folks remember things fondly, especially those college or early working years. But we forget the lonely parts. Hey, there's some lonely times ahead. You will get through it. This sounds crazy, but embrace that part. Once you get out of your own head, then get out of your own room. Go to the park. Go to the quad. Go sit next to someone at lunch. Go knock on your neighbor's door. Get outside and find someone. You will find your people. But you have to do the internal and then the external work. There will be power in your community. Seek it out. 4th, pay attention. Life is glorious. Be amazed. Notice people. Respect where they come from and their stories. Everyone has a rich and powerful story. In order to see or hear it, you have to pay attention. Avoid the paradox of sitting at a table with folks from all over the world only to be texting or talking to people that you already know from a place you already know. 5, never worry alone. Know this. Look around. Each of you has a ton of people that love and care about you. If you have something that you are struggling to process, share it. It is arrogant to think that you can solve things on your own. Ask for help or share your news. The simple act often unlocks the challenge just by saying it out loud. Lastly, in the end, it really isn't about you. It's about how you treat other people. It's about how you make others feel. And what are you able to do for those around you? Graduates, we've been through some stuff. I often refer to this Chinese proverb, out of the hottest fire comes the strongest steel. We've been in some fire around here, and we are strong. As you head out into the world, I wish for you to keep the integrity, durability, and beauty of the Palaka cloth close to your heart. And I implore you to bring your best dish to the many potlucks of your day. Aloha.
We will now begin the presentation of diplomas to the class of 2021. This year, our senior advisors will come to the stage to read the names of each graduate in their advisory. Seniors will remove their mask as they cross the stage to receive their diploma and have their picture taken. These pictures will be given to families after graduation, so there is no need for you to leave your seat during this portion of the ceremony. As our senior advisors read each name, you will likely want to applaud these amazing young people. Please feel free to cheer, clap, and holler for our graduates. We only ask that you refrain from any artificial noisemakers. Once the entire list of graduating seniors has been read and the diplomas awarded, the class will be presented to you for collective recognition and celebration. Give us one moment as we reset the stage, and then we will begin.
Aloha. My name is Caitlin Ferguson. On behalf of my advisory, I am honored to present the following seniors. Morgan Marie Davis. Penelope Carmen Diaz. Louise Juliette LaFontano Goldenberg. Mia Ingrid Horton. Ram Ratan Khalsa. Catherine Malia Kuiper. Sachiko Summer Myers. Presenting her child's diploma, Mrs. Tiare Police, to Isabella Grace Localia Police. Jesse Melia Sorayakov.
Aloha. My name is Robert Burchell, and on behalf of my advisory, I am honored to present the following seniors. Khalid Magid Ali Atala. Noah Balaam. Presenting their child's diploma, Harrison Goff. Now presenting their child's diploma, Mr. Kimo Higgins to Koa Higgins. Tayson Hirayama. Xander Lai. Lee Sanchun.
My name is Tani Wright Cordova. On behalf of my advisory, I'm honored to present the following seniors. Naya Natasha Napua Okekai Ayao. Presenting their child's diploma, Ms. Kimberly Honda to Malia Isabella Honda. Presenting their child's diploma, Jackie Jefferson to Jack Ryder Jefferson. Sarah Eiko Taniguchi Kimura. Malia Alessandra McKendry. Sarah Grace Newcomb. Joseph Caleb Satter. Yuga Tsuji. Aliana Isabella Kahealani West Rodriguez.
My name is Patricia Cassis, and it is my honor and privilege to present these seniors. Kaija Arlene Cooper. Eiley Limstrom. Parker Rabinowitz. Nisi Bragland. Violet Stevenson. Presenting her daughter's diploma, Patty Tadaki, to Kayla Tadaki.
keeps going. Aloha, my name is Julie Camarillo, and on behalf of my amazing advisory, I am honored to present the following seniors. Mayalani Anderson. Zachary Christopher Kamea I'o Makamai Machold. Tariash Neliba. Ese Rogene Rukewe of Barbadia. Kailiti Singh.
Aloha, my name is Aime Donahoe, and on behalf of my advisory, I'm honored and privileged to present the following seniors. Presenting their child diploma, Johanna Anton, 2, Kaheli Marie Anton. Malia Lauren Brost. Kahala Hoho Nanea Erskine. Elizabeth Lily Evans. Presenting their child's diploma, Charlene Taniguchi. 2, Sarah Luella Pamoikalani Taniguchi.
Aloha, my name is Kathy Kama'u, and on behalf of my advisory, I am honored to present the following seniors. Jared Achilles Barrett. Justin Kirkman. Fairuz Humaira Naziba.
Aloha, my name is Sally Lundberg. On behalf of my amazing advisory, I'm honored to present the following seniors. Pierce Brooks Connor. Eva Renee Costigan. Lucia Diaz Los Santos. Nakai Evalu Gaglioni. Regina Gutierrez Lumonio. Camille Helmuth. Presenting their child's diploma, Vanessa Kalama. 2, Gabriel Keikoa Kaliloa Mekauhane Ha'aha'amana Kalama. Alexander James Laros. Yes. Lauren Mitchell. Bennett Cooper Kanalu Varney.
Aloha, my name is Lei Jing. On behalf of my awesome advisory, I'm honored to present the following seniors. Chen Kai-sheng. Ko Gyung-sa. Mana Kurayanagi. Lee Young-ha. Li Ke-xuan. Liu Yingqi. Musashi Wall.
Aloha, my name is Mike Furster, and on behalf of our advisory, I'm honored to present the following seniors. Cade Araphilis. Johanna Dubova. Presenting their son's diploma, Steve Furchner. To Noah Furchner. Wendy Hare. Kyle Wyrick.
Aloha. My name is Saratoga. I am honored and proud to present to you my favorite people. Edward James Laiku Farias. Chio Furuya. Ryan Michael Gamble. Ethan J. Gore. Jonathan Patrick Kuiper. Raquel McMacken. Joshua Alexander Milanes Fernandez. Cassandra Paul. Zatara Lucia Vaughn.
Aloha. My name is Ken Zucchini. On behalf of my advisory, I am honored to present to you the following seniors. Alec Christopher Eichler. Nathaniel Kota Hyman. Justin Lena. Kama Liu. Caden Stephen Parker. Aiden Richardson. David Shang.
Aloha again. On behalf of my advisory, I am honored to present the following seniors. Benjamin Ikaika Abilado. Nicholas Allen Barrick. Pascal Jan Kavehi Kabuzel. Dominic Giovanni Pagano. Presenting her son's diploma, Miss D. Walker. To Kelson J. Walker. Ethaniel Michael Wilson. Charles Young. Zhe Young.
Graduates, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of 2021. Congratulations, class of 2021. I will now turn the rest of this ceremony over to the class of 2021 to present their gifts of mele and hula, song and dance. I invite one of our newest alumni, Malia Honda, to come to the podium to introduce these gifts.
Aloha. At this time, the class of 2021 would like to present our gift to our families, friends, and community. Our mele and hula, Hole Waimea, is an ancient chant composed in the great time of antiquity. It is known as one of the birth chants of Kamehameha the Great. Hawaii Preparatory Academy adopted this mele or song in the 1950s and it has become a part of traditions here ever since. This mele inoa, or name chant for Kamehameha I, that was inherited by his son, Liholiho. This is a tale of the Ki Pu'upu'u, a band of runners whose name is taken from the cold wind of Mauna Kea that blows through Waimea on the big island of Hawaii. They were trained in spear fighting and went to the woods of Mahiki, a woodland area in Waimea haunted by demons and spooks. Vaika means to strip the bark of saplings to make spears. Hole means to handle roughly, strip, or caress passionately. In the forest, they sang of love, not of work or war. Hanakahi is the district on the Hamakua side of Hilo, named for a chief whose name means profound peace. Malanai is the name of the gentle winds. Pua o Kauai is the blossom of the Kauai tree that grows in the wild. Parts of this old chant, full of double entendre or kauna, was set to music by John Spencer of Waimea entitled Vaika. We present to you our mele and hula, Hole Waimea. Mahalo.
Kamakani,
Yes, mahalo, thank you so much. Okay, so we do just have a few household announcements. Thank you so much for that. So as you know, when you guys came in, you distributed lei onto the lei stand. We'd like to ask, if possible, I know that you're already standing, but if you can sit, and we can excuse you by row, that will allow us to attempt to manage this in some kind of way. Again, we so appreciate all of your support and understanding as we've worked to try to navigate this situation and also make sure that we can honor the traditions of Hawai'i and HPA, but balance that against our effort to try to keep everyone as healthy and safe as possible. So with that in mind, if you can please only collect the lei that has been left on behalf of your senior, that which has been gifted to them on the lei stand, and present that to your senior, that would really help us. They have each gathered at their advisory stations and sections. If you're not sure what advisory your senior is in, it's printed on your ticket. Or come see any of the ushers and we can help navigate you in the right direction. So if we can start with the back row, we'll excuse them first to go to the lei stand to collect the lei on behalf of their senior, now graduate of HPA, and then we'll work our way through. And you're invited to take photos in your advisory section. We've also set up a photo booth station here on the Mauka side, and that's a nice photo opportunity as well. We just ask, if possible, that you please only lei and honi those who are in your family unit. Mahalo. Second row, if you want to get up and head out. And let's go ahead and have the third row, if you can rise. Thank you. And to our first and final row, thank you so much. Everyone, please drive home safely. Don't forget to come back and get your senior tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.